What's good, YouTube? It's Stud HD coming to you guys with a brand new video. We're going to be using 89 overall wide receiver Desean Jackson in Madden 26, and honestly, this is a really good card, but there are a couple things I want to talk about with it. Number one, he is 5'10", 175 pounds, so solid height to him, but the one thing that I really don't understand is why EA did not give him 90 speed base. Desean Jackson in Madden has always been one of the fastest players in the game, and they literally gave him 89 speed. Now, he is boosted up to 90 with the Unreal Strat card, and you can get him up to like 93 speed on like a theme team, but I just wish that they would have gave him 90 speed base. I feel like they're just saving it for like Tyreek Hill and the most feared promo, but we'll have to deal with that, I guess. But other than that, he does have 91 catching, 86 short route running, 88 medium route running, and 93 deep route running, so he's over all three thresholds you need on a wide receiver. He also has 90 change of direction, 87 spin, and 89 juke, so really solid stats here. He's going to be a really good card. Also, if you take a look at his theme teams, he is on a lot of good theme teams. He's on the Eagles, he's on the Rams, the Raiders, even the Baltimore Ravens have a decent theme team, so a lot of good teams here. But let's talk about the abilities. He gets return man for 1 AP baked on, so we will use him as a kick returner, which is nice, and he also gets 4 AP route tech. Route tech has always been a really good ability in Madden, so this should be no different, especially if you play any man coverage. Now, he does have balance beam, human joystick, grab and go. He also has spin cycle, evasive, and of course the mid and elite. And down here, the only abilities I'd really think about running are deep in elite or deep out elite. We don't have a lot of KOs out there, so those are really good abilities. But outside of that, we're gonna use return man, route tech, and of course the Yakima for 0 AP. Let's go ahead and get into a game and check out how Desean Jackson plays. All right, so we have Desean Jackson on the field, number 10. We got him playing wide receiver 1. I usually like playing him in the slot, but I'm just going to play in there, and Davante Adams will be getting us a nice 8-yard gain. I will say D-Jax, I think, actually was open down the field. All right, we just need somebody to get open, and Desean Jackson, are you open? Desean Jackson is open, and he's going to be taking him for a run out of bounds for a nice 29-yard gain. All right, I'm going to go back to the streak. I feel like a streak could get open. Not going to be, and Davante Adams, just keep on going, buddy. Just take me down to the promised land there. 18 yards. Can we get an 18-yard touchdown with Desean Jackson? All right, I have him on a shaded down corner route, and the shade down corner route is going to be a touchdown. Desean Jackson into the end zone, and he's going to be hitting a gritty, which he obviously has never done in an NFL game. All right, let's see what my opponent's going to be doing on his first play. It's going to be most likely a run. It is going to be a run to Christian McCaffrey, and he's going nowhere. I don't run cover 3 very often, but we're just going to run cover 3, see what happens here. Maybe we can get some type of pressure, and it looks like he's going to be going to CeeDee Lamb on the drag route there. All right, we're going to be trying to guard something, and it looks like Abdul Carter is going to be animating like a safety out there in coverage. It's kind of crazy seeing guys like that animate. Also, we're going to be putting him on the seam streak, and I feel like my opponent could be playing match coverage, so maybe they're going to match onto something else. And gonna be honest, I'm gonna take off with Jared Goff. Jared Goff, you got wheels. We're just gonna get down, and I tried to slide. Jared Goff had other plans. He got sucked into an animation and gains 11 on a scramble. All right, I'm looking for one thing and one thing only. I am looking for this drag route, and Desean Jackson, can you just keep on going? I honestly wanted to hit a juke there, but we had no room to do that. I miss the days of my receivers actually trying to fight for footballs. Anyways, we're going to be putting him on a very tiny post route or corner, and Desean Jackson's into the end zone there. Gonna be honest, that was a very risky throw. I kind of threw it a little bit early, but I will take my touchdown. Desean Jackson is having himself a day, especially in the divisional round of the playoffs. Now, we're going to be trying to watch his tight end, and the one thing I don't do is watch the tight end. All right, I might have just let up a touchdown. I may or may not have just messed up my defense. Please tell me we're not going to. Instead, we're going to be getting almost an insta-sack. I don't know how that happened, but I will take my sack when I can get one. Looks like he will. I am not complaining. Do we have an interception? Okay, what is going on here? Hello? We got an interception, but what in the world was that? That was a Madden moment if I've ever seen one. And my opponent just quit. I seen his microphone just disappear. That was funny. All right, Desean Jackson, you are going to be starting off this game with a kick return. Let's see if we can get maybe a kick return touchdown. That'd be kind of crazy. Can we show off that speed? We will be breaking the first tackle down to the 34-yard line. All right, we will be playing Desean Jackson in the slot, so let's go ahead and see if he can get open on this drag route. He is going to be open on the drag route. Does he hold on to it? He does hold on to the football, and he's going to be picking up the first down there. Looks like my opponent came out in man coverage on his first play of the game. We'll see what he decides to do on this play, and gonna be honest, how do I not take Eric all down the field? I want to score a touchdown with Desean Jackson, but if he's going to leave that open, I will take it all day. All right, let's see what we can do on defense here. He's got Case Keenum as his QB. Maybe he takes the drag. He does take the drag to Justin Jefferson, and we're going to be tackling him. All right, can we get a stop potentially here? And honestly, I kind of just played that drag way too much there. And it looks like we're going to be getting a sack there. Jonathan Allen. Gonna be honest, I actually just have started using him. If you're not using Jonathan Allen with instant rebate or double or nothing, or even El Toro, then you are really missing out there. We got a nice sack there, but my opponent goes to a screen pass there. I've seen a lot of people go to screen pass on third down. It seems like they really love that. And he's gonna have a run in the inside for a touchdown. All right, if my opponent sticks to man coverage, Golden is probably gonna get open, but it looks like we will actually have Desean Jackson. And can we keep on going for a couple more yards? I wanted to test out his juke there, but we only get 2 yards on the drag. Looks like I was about to say, we got the first down, but honestly, that ball was way too close. His user almost got there. All right, we're going to go back to this play. I just have a feeling that Desean Jackson can get open. We just have to get the right break on Desean Jackson. Can you come down with that? D-Jax does come down with it. In between a few people there, a nice gain. All right, how about we go to one of my favorite RPO plays, and Eric All is going to be almost... Geez, this guy's juke is absolutely insane. Does anybody see the juke that this card gets? It's actually crazy. And my opponent just left. All right, so we have found a game, and unfortunately, I'm not in my playoffs anymore. My opponent absolutely destroyed me in that game, but... Gonna be honest, I see a Desean Jackson who is wide open for a nice gain there. All right, I would love if this corner route gets open. If the corner gets open with Desean Jackson, I'd be happy. And we ended up getting bumped, and he was gonna be wide open too. We could have been able to get our toes down. All right, the question is, can man coverage stop my RPO play? It looks like man coverage is not gonna be able to stop it. Also, this juke by Eric All is just insane. Like, I could have had a free touchdown there. I just wanted to show off how insane that juke is. It's absolutely incredible. All right, I don't know what it is. I saw something with this play, and I have a feeling Desean Jackson could get open. D-Jax, will you get open? D-Jax is not getting open. I decided to test out a, like, 6'2" corner. Great job there, stud. Phenomenal job, man. All right, let's see what we can go ahead and do here. And it looks like, I guess we'll actually have my tight end open, Arroyo, and we'll get out of bounds here. We have 50 seconds to at least try and get a field goal. If not, obviously score a touchdown. All right, Desean, can you get open on this play right here? And it's not going to be, but Eric All is going to be dropping that. All right, well, rule number 1, don't throw at guys that have medium route KO. Clearly, that is going to be a breakup every time. The middle of the field has to eventually get open. I mean, come on. Desean Jackson, hold on to it. D-Jax does hold on to it. We're going to give him another shot here. Maybe this corner route gets open. I see a lot of yellow on that side of the field. Can't imagine it does get open. And Desean Jackson, just get your feet down. He doesn't get his feet down in the end zone. Are you actually joking? I honestly don't know how much more open he could have possibly been, but guess we're taking the field goal. I would assume my opponent is going to be able to match me on this field goal. He's got 24 seconds and 3 timeouts. He might even get a touchdown. For whatever reason, my opponent has somehow managed to give me another possession after a very bad drive there. And Desean Jackson is going to be getting into the end zone there. We finally get a touchdown in this game, and we're going to be taking the lead. Desean Jackson should have had 2 touchdowns in this game. That play that ended up forcing me to go take a field goal in the second quarter. Honestly, I don't know how he didn't get his feet down in bounds. I mean, can we get an interception? Please, we do get an interception. Aqib Talib over Pat Freiermuth. That is insane. I'm going to give him a shot. I think this is getting intercepted, and I cannot believe that I actually just floated that ball perfectly over Carlton Davis's head. I actually ended up holding, like, the square button, thinking that I was not going to be getting that ball, but wow, what a play. But I'm going to call it anyways, and Desean Jackson, can you get there? Desean Jackson. Oh, man. Sometimes he's got to highball things, but if we could have got a sack, that would have been nice, and instead we're going to get the interception, and honestly, I will celebrate my way into the end zone. Ashton Davis, we got a white DB out there, and my opponent has left. Well, guys, that is going to do it for today's video using the new 89 overall Unreal Moment Desean Jackson, and this card is really good. If you have any of his theme teams like the Eagles or the Raiders or even the Ravens, definitely go ahead and pick this card up. He is going to play Elite. Now, of course, the Unreal Strat card will be going away, so his 90 speed will go down to back to 89 speed, but he still was a really good card. We do have Most Feared coming up, and we will have some faster and even bigger receivers. We have a Randy Moss coming, there's a Tyreek Hill coming, and there's also an LTD Jamar Chase, so a lot of different cards are coming out here. Maybe save your coins, but Desean Jackson, pretty solid card. Return Man was a solid ability. Route Tech is really good if you do play against some man coverage. coverage. And if we take a look at the stats here, we did have 13 catches, 233 yards, and 3 touchdowns. We could have actually had 5 or 6 touchdowns. Unfortunately, just missed it just barely, so is what it is. But if you guys did like this video, make sure to like, subscribe, put on post notifications so you guys don't miss another video. Have a great rest of your day. I'm out. Peace.